Humans are magicians of the mind. You can turn loneliness into me time, failure into experience, and crushing existential dread into lol just vibes. We don't just lie to the world, we lie to ourselves constantly. And sometimes that's the only reason we are still here. So here's your completely reliable, scientifically unverified guide to gaslighting yourself into happiness. Step 1. Pretend you're fine. Happiness isn't a switch you flip, it's a rumor you start. Say I'm fine enough times, and eventually someone, maybe even you, might believe it. This is the placebo effect, but for the soul. Think of it like tricking your brain into buying knockoff joy off the black market. Sure, it might fall apart in 2 days, but hey, those 2 days felt pretty good. Step 2. Rewrite history. Every bad decision is actually a good story. That breakup, you grew from it. The job you lost, not aligned with your true calling. The time you sent a risky text at 2 a.m. and got no reply. Well, clearly, they were abducted by aliens. Your life is just a messy novel where you're both the protagonist and the ghostwriter, frantically patching plot holes with duct tape. Step 3. Romanticize everything. Don't just suffer, aestheticize it. Call your depression mysterious. Call your insomnia philosophical midnight productivity. Call your empty fridge minimalist. Gaslighting yourself is basically putting a sepia filter on your misery and calling it French cinema. Step 4. Call it growth. Humiliation, lesson, embarrassment, transformation. Crying on the bathroom floor, shadow work. Every disaster can be repackaged as spiritual progress, like trauma with a yoga mat. Remember, you're not failing, you're building character, which is another way of saying life keeps throwing you into therapy without your consent. Step 5. Convince yourself you chose this. Free will is questionable at best, but gaslighting yourself means pretending every weird turn was intentional. You didn't lose control, you took an artistic detour. You're not broke, you're anti capitalist. You're not alone, you're embracing solitude. Reality may be a dumpster fire, but you lit the match on purpose. Step 6. Distract yourself with little joys. Happiness is rare, like almost endangered. So we go hunting for its cheaper cousins. Dopamine hits. Scrolling, shopping, coffee, liking memes about how miserable we are. Are these happiness? Probably not, but they're convincing enough impressions. Like happiness is weird understudy, and sometimes the understudy does a pretty decent job. Step 7. Redefine the word. Here's the trick. Happiness doesn't have a fixed definition. For some, it's family, for others, it's money. For others, it's screaming at strangers in the comment section. If you shrink the definition small enough, happiness can just be a good sandwich. You might not achieve eternal bliss, but you can definitely gaslight yourself into thinking that this sandwich is the pinnacle of human experience. Step 8. Compare downwards. Sure, you're unhappy, but are you as unhappy as medieval peasants? No, you've got Wi Fi, antibiotics, and pizza rolls. So, technically, by historical standards, you're thriving. Gaslighting yourself into happiness is sometimes just reminding yourself, yeah, my life is a mess, but at least I don't have to joust for rent money. Step 9. Imagine Sisyphus happy. Kama said we must imagine Sisyphus happy. Because if he wasn't, well, he'd just be a sweaty man with bad job security. In the same way, we must imagine ourselves happy, even when life is a repetitive cycle of work, bills, and shouting into the void. Gaslighting is simply drawing a smiley face on a boulder and calling it inner peace. Step 10. Accept the lie. The dirty secret is most of what we call happiness isn't really happiness. It's relief, distraction, numbness. But maybe that's the point. Maybe happiness wasn't meant to be some permanent golden state, but just brief, blurry snapshots we trick ourselves into holding onto. So here's the truth, or at least the version I've chosen to believe. Happiness is hard, rare, fleeting, but if you really bully your brain into enough lies, refrains, and rebrands, sometimes those lies feel almost real. And if they feel real, maybe that's good enough. Now go forth, gaslight yourself responsibly, and remember reality is negotiable, but your decisions are priceless.